Through a conversation with a good friend who was an editor, he said, have you ever thought about writing a book about the restaurant or what you guys are doing here at the restaurant? So what I wanted to do was create a collection of essays about our experiences in Italy and our experiences here in Vermont. In late winter, we've got the seasons and the essays that relate to the recipes, and it's our time in Italy and here in the restaurant in Vermont. I wanted to mirror that a little bit with Libation, the book about wine and spirits, in that it would be the things that inspired me abroad. There's a piece on vodka and our experience traveling in Minsk in Belarus. There's a piece on Irish whiskey and some about our first time being in Ireland. In addition, there's a lot of stuff, obviously, about Italy and Italian wine. Those pieces would be intercut by my experience here in Vermont trying to plant a vineyard, my first attempts at making wine. We started out with this concept of preservation, and as we have developed our own skills and our philosophy, what came out of preservation was also this sense of revitalization. This was actually the wine that inspired the idea of tea as an ingredient or an element, because I had gotten a lot of smoke when I first tasted it and smelled it, and got lapsang souchong at the finish at the back of the mouth. So I don't know if when you're tasting it, if you get any of that. One of the ways that we got into this notion of revitalization has to do with our work with wine, and specifically my work with the wine list. Not only do we have an all-Italian wine list to reflect what Caleb is doing with the food, but my focus has been to bring back and to support what are considered rare varietals. There are about 2,000 varietals grown in Italy or available in Italy alone. There are probably about 300 that are being produced at this stage, and more all the time. Aglianico is a varietal that is considered the noble grape of southern Italy, and it has been around for a very long time. They think it came to Italy from Greece, and that has become a real mission of mine, to offer those wines on my wine list that will pair with the food in from the regions that those grapes are grown. And that, I think, was one of the avenues that we followed, or paths that we followed, to get to this idea of revitalist in terms of our menu and our kitchen. The Aglianico that we're going to have is from a wine producer in the Cilento, which is a part of Campania. It's right around Paestum. And Bruno Di Concilis, it's an all-organic vineyard, and he does all the traditional grape varietals of southern Campania. My interest in wine has led me to also not only want to be able to pair wines with Caleb's food, and to educate people about these wines that they may have never heard of or tasted, but to also actually grow grapes and make wine. I felt like it wasn't just enough to develop this, as we were talking about, organic archive, this living organic archive of wines. I wanted to be able to tend to the vines. I wanted to be able to learn how to make wine. Here, smell that.
That's great. Smells like lunch.
Yeah.